kill me.
And later, he finds that this death plot is targeting everyone.
They want to dramatically reduce the population because they can't handle this one.
Jesse Ventura is on the trail of the BilderBerg Group. The elite club meets every year. It's said to be plotting how it will run your life and your world.
There's rumor heavy out there that some of these meetings have been infiltrated. I think our job is to go find the people who have infiltrated. Let's go out and find people who have knowledge of what's going on. Let's find the people that have made this their business.
As Jesse's investigators head out, the first name that comes up is Jim Tucker. There's just one catch. Jim Tucker is being chased through Lisbon, Portugal by BilderBerg security forces.
You're not getting nothing from them.
He's been caught spying on their secret meetings.
That's the part that's been on our ass.
The BilderBerg goons could be trying to put a scare into him, or they could be trying to run him off the road.
We're being followed. Do you think they might shoot us?
I don't think so. It's just an intimidation.
The veteran journalist makes it back. He's escaped with more information about the high and mighty power brokers and what they plan for you and everyone else.
We can no longer say it's secret because we have photographs of them meeting, of the sealed-off resorts, and we report on what transpires behind those walls. But they wanted it to be secret.
Jesse's investigator, Alex Piper, finds Tucker at his office in Washington in the shadow of the U.S. Capitol.
Tell me how long you've been looking into the Bilderbergs.
Precisely since 1975, because I had spent 20 happy years with the mainstream media. I was asked, what do you think about Bilderberg? I said, I'd never heard of them. I was shocked and outraged that I could be in the news business all my life and not be aware of a group called Bilderberg. But at that point, made it my business to check those turkeys out quite thoroughly.
Get off the property, please.
Jim has some questions for you.
I need you to move off the property.
Jim Tucker says there's a reason most people haven't heard of the Bilderbergs. The ones who control the mainstream media are part of the group, or answer to it.
If 120 NFL football players, or if 120 film stars went behind locked and guarded doors for a 3-day closed meeting, you'd bust your butts trying to find out what transpired. But now you have no curiosity. You don't dare. Your publisher will not let you have any curiosity. This embarrasses the hell out of them, and I enjoy it thoroughly.
Jim Tucker has worked on his own, relying on old-fashioned reporting. He's dug up top-secret documents and other proof of Bilderberg activity.
They do have guards outside and nobody can get in. But normally I'm able to obtain some of their documents. As we do with Bilderberg, find out what transpires inside. For years, the sources of information would be the busboy, the waiter, low-level employees, and there'd be my eyes and ears. Don't throw papers in the trash, put them in your pocket. Recognize these people and eavesdrop and report. Since the invention of the internet, I've gotten higher-level sources.
And you've tried to walk into these conferences before?
Well, in recent years, they've greeted me by name. So I stopped growing beards and any other attempted disguises now because they got photographs of me and all of them so that the cops on duty know how to spot their favorite monster.
While Alex hears Jim Tucker's war stories, June Sarpong is in London. She's meeting a man who was in the car with Jim Tucker during that Bilderberg chase.
We're being followed.
That's the part that's been on our ass.
Jim Tucker enjoyed the action. Investigative journalist and author John Ronson did not, especially when he discovered his own government was powerless against the Bilderbergs.
Were you scared? I was petrified. I was on the phone to the British Embassy and I said, I'm being chased by the BilderBerg Group. And you know what they did on the other end of the phone, the British Embassy? They went, and then I said, go on. And I said, I just heard a sharp intake of breath. And I said, well, you know, the BilderBerg Group are much bigger than we are. We're just a little embassy. They said, have you got BilderBerg's permission to be in Portugal? They followed us from the hotel and just followed us everywhere, all around. This was me and Jim Tucker. Jim was loving it. Jim was like in heaven.
I remember going through a drain pipe in Canada one time, one of those great big drain pipes. Well, I'd worked out earlier with some collaborating gardeners to give me a yellow jumpsuit so I could go around with a rake and help keep the grounds clean and perhaps accidentally overhear what BilderBerg say to each other as they roam around. But they got me.
They say we're not secret, we're private.
International financiers, high officials, including heads of state in Europe, high officials of our State Department, Treasury Department, Defense Department, and White House attend these meetings on the vow of secrecy, which is in violation of the Logan Act.
Jim Tucker got himself another scoop when he realized that the U.S. officials who wheel and deal with the Bilderbergs violate federal law, the law that forbids unauthorized citizens from negotiating with foreign governments. John Ronson got an even bigger scoop when he got a Bilderberger bigwig to admit some pretty shocking plans.
Conspiracy theorists say Bilderberg's all about creating a sinister one world order, a world government. And I once interviewed one of the founders of the Bilderberg Group, an old British chancellor called Dennis Healy. And he said, to say that we were striving for a one world government is exaggerated but not wholly unfair.
Exaggerated but not totally unfair in the sense that those of us in Bilderberg really felt that we couldn't go on forever fighting one another for nothing and killing people and rendering millions homeless.
What is it that they are hiding?
Well, good works are done in the sunshine, evil is done under the cover of darkness.
Coming up, the news tightens. Jesse Ventura gets closer to the elite group that runs the world.
So it's basically like The Godfather.
Yes.
Then, the team gets deeper into the plot to kill off millions.
They're poisoning our children. These are wicked and evil people.
And later, the governor flies into action in a desperate effort to prevent their evil plan from taking effect.
I'm on my way. We're heading back. We got to go back.
Your new world order will fall. Humanity will defeat you.
Alex, we always hear the term New World Order. What is that?
The New World Order is the establishment's catch-all phrase for all these groups and organizations.
Everything we've talked about.
It's the name of their agenda, the global elite's vision for the planet. It is a hellish prison planet controlled by them against a defenseless public.
How come this isn't exposed?
They did report on it. The Council on Foreign Relations now goes on C-SPAN. I mean, it's incredible. Now, more and more, they just come right out with the fact that they're setting up a globalist system.
The truth of your world government has now been exposed. We know you are ruthless. We know you are evil. We stand as free humans who have stood since the beginning of time. We will defeat your world government.
Conspiracy theory continues next. Jesse Ventura races toward the next clue in his investigation of the Bilderberg Group. The elite crowd meets in elegant resorts, allegedly planning world domination. Now they're said to be plotting something far worse. Jesse's source has called for a private meeting in a public place. Alex Jones is a leading conspiracy expert and Bilderberg foe.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here in Canada today to stand up against the Bilderberg Group that is attempting to get rid of the sovereignty of the United States.
And he's definitely made his presence known at the Bilderberg meetings.
We're not your slaves. We don't belong to you. Your new world order will fall.
Jones adds a terrifying twist to the investigation.
Alex, why are we meeting here?
Because the information I wanted to talk to you about is important, and I wanted to talk to you privately.
Well, this is certainly private. What do you got for me?
The big kahuna.